Hi, I'm Danielle. Welcome to Redhead Green World. Today we're going to go meet my friend Suzanne and talk about Amazon river dolphins. Before we go and meet with Suzanne, let's learn a little bit about river dolphins. I was under the mistaken impression that there was only one kind of river dolphin, the pink ones. So imagine my surprise as I'm cruising down the Amazon River and all of a sudden I see a different kind of dolphin. Turns out there's actually two kinds of Amazon river dolphin. The first is the pink one that you may have seen because they look really weird and crazy, and they're pink, so that's very different from what we typically think of as a normal dolphin color. And those I've seen pictures of, I was aware of, and those are called botos. That's the name they refer to them as. But the second kind of dolphin is this tiny little gray thing. It almost looks like you took a bottlenose dolphin and just shrunk it down, and those are referred to as tucushi. They tend to live in the same habitat, which is basically the Amazon River and some of its tributaries like the Orinoco River. And they span, I think their habitat ranges over about 7 different countries. So I saw them in Brazil, but they're in Bolivia and Colombia and Peru. So they really spread out and have quite a wide range. When I was down there, we always saw the two dolphins together. So wherever there was a boto, there was a tucushi. I think maybe once we saw a boto that was by itself. And I guess that's a pretty common thing down there. They tend to fish together because it's a little more effective in their fishing strategy to work together and both be there to help catch the fish. Now the botos are a lot bigger than the tucushi. They can get to about 6 to 8 feet long. Their color can vary anywhere from really pink to pink and gray mix to a little grayish, so they do have some color variation there. They eat about 50 different species of fish, and they also eat some shellfish as well. The botos, the pink ones, tend to have really bad eyesight. They can see, but their vision isn't as clear as, let's say, a dolphin who lives out in the ocean. And the reason for that is the water in the Amazon River is incredibly murky, so it's not really a good strategy to rely on your eyesight, because you can't really see anything. So mostly they rely on their echolocation to get around and to find fish. The other cool thing about them is that in a normal dolphin, the vertebrae in their neck are fused together. So when they move, their whole upper body has to move together. But the river dolphins can actually get a little movement in their neck. And that's useful because what happens is during a certain time of year, the Amazon River floods and the water gets almost as high as the treetops. So during that time, the river dolphins can actually go into the forest and they'll chase fish into the forest. Now that flexible neck helps them maneuver around trees and branches. It's not the same thing for the tucushi. They're more like what we typically see in dolphins where their vertebrae are fused. They have to move together like this. So it's really difficult for them to go into the forest, and they tend not to. And if they do, there's a high probability that they're going to get stuck in there and not be able to get out because they can't maneuver around all those trees and tree branches as easily as the botos. The tucushi dolphins only get to about somewhere between 4 and 6 feet long, and they tend to weigh, when they're adults, just over about 120 pounds. So they're a lot smaller, again, than those botos that are 6 to 8 feet long and can weigh anywhere from 200 to 350 pounds. So now that we've learned a few facts about these two different animals, let's go ahead and meet Suzanne, and she'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on with these animals down in Brazil and what's happening a little bit in the Amazon in general. So I'm here with my friend Suzanne Smith. She is the founder of the Amazon River Dolphin Conservation Foundation. So I just want you to tell everyone what your organization's about and why you started this. Why did you start your own nonprofit?
So we are trying to help conserve the Amazon River dolphin and the entire ecosystem, and we're trying to do that through education, collaboration, research, a lot of things coming together. There are a lot of problems going on in the Amazon right now, and especially with the Amazon River dolphin. They're actually being hunted right now. They're being used as bait to catch catfish.
Yeah.
It's a catfish called the piracachinga. And on top of that, that's already one huge challenge, but there's also habitat degradation, there's pollution, there's boat traffic. So there are a number of issues that they are trying to overcome every single day.
Okay. And the Amazon as a whole is, I mean, from what I know, that whole ecosystem is in trouble from deforestation.
It is.
Yeah, and how does that affect the actual river? You know, if they're clear cut in the rainforest, is that affecting the river at all?
It sure is. It affects everything. It actually affects the entire globe because that affects our air.
Okay,
It
so
affects the air that we breathe every single day, because the Amazon rainforest is so large, it actually supplies the rest of us on the other side of the world sometimes. So it's really important for everybody to be paying attention to that and doing their part to help.
okay, so even though I live all the way in San Diego and the Amazon River and the rainforest are thousands of miles from here, I should still care.
You should,
About
because it
this.
still affects our atmosphere.
Ah, okay, thanks for that information.
You're
Okay.
very welcome.
So now that we've established that the river dolphins are in some trouble, the Amazon itself is in some trouble, and that I should absolutely care about this because it does affect me and everyone on the whole globe, what can we do? You know, just as a single person in my everyday life, what can I do to help?
Well, certainly, since we are kind of boots on the ground down there, we work with a lot of organizations down there as well. So we do our part to help them. So we rely on a lot of donations.
Okay.
And some of the things that donations can go to, we just brought down a bunch of equipment to Brazil to help an organization down there that was a part of a population study.
Oh,
So
cool.
we purchased field binoculars. We purchased a bunch of GPS so they could mark where they're seeing the river dolphins and things like that. So just real easy donation because every penny counts. It really, that is the honest truth. So that helps. And we also, as you know,
Yeah.
we run expeditions, and that helps go towards the conservation, and it
Okay.
goes towards education and awareness, and you get to be a part of it all and
Yeah.
see it there firsthand for yourself.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that because I did get to go down to the Brazilian Amazon with Suzanne and this organization last year. So I'll include some video for that and some links on how you can join the trip if you want to. So thanks so much for talking to us, Suzanne. Is there anything else you want to tell people before we go about, specifically about botos? Let's talk about these pink river dolphins. Anything in particular you want to say about these guys?
There's so
And
many.
they're fine. Yeah.
Everyone should look up the story about why they are believed to be enchanted.
That is a good story.
The,
Yeah.
the people in the Amazon do believe that the Amazon river dolphin is a shapeshifter. So you should check out the backstory on that and come join a trip. Hope to see you down there.
Thanks, Suzanne.